Banter fam, happy Tuesday. Okay, we are still fighting this at the moment. I want to speak about one more pullback within Bitcoin. We are not fully safe just yet. However, we're starting to see, hey, reversal power is going to income at any point, right? Yesterday, we dropped to 74,000 and we ended up going back to close to 80,000 in the same day, right? We are definitely entering the buying territory of the 20% of the market, right? The capitulation. We have not only seen capitulation worldwide, but we've also seen a very, very fast panic drop, right? We've seen fear everywhere. And these are the big reversal signs. We've seen this multiple times over the last 10, 20 years. When we've seen a global crash that happens, we've seen that there's a lot of things that just pop out of nowhere that kind of fixes. Basically like putting plasters on the problem, right? A lot of money printing, a lot of these type of things. So it's so important for us right now to get ready for when we're going to hit liquidity. And I want to speak about one more pullback today so it doesn't catch anyone off guard, okay? And basically dropping Bitcoin into the hot zone, and then we get ready for a real damn V-shaped recovery, right? And then we have the big trends to pay attention to over here. We know on the weekly we're oversold. Now we're zooming in to get ready for this as well. Plus, fear is at crazy levels, right? Fear is back at levels of all the Bitcoin bottoms. Right? If you look at all the Bitcoin bottoms we've seen before, fear has been at these crazy levels, extreme fear. So extreme fears within the market, okay? And we're also seeing as well, dominance, the moment we want to see a bit of life here, dominance is ready to start dropping. It's clear that everyone's been panicking into Bitcoin. Who wants to hold altcoins, right? But the moment that Bitcoin can recover and get through great areas, we're then going to see a big distribution into altcoins. So guys, again, this war ain't done. You still got air in those lungs of yours and your heart's still pounding. We get up today and we start getting ready for the recovery. We get ready for our plans. We sharpen our damn tools and we make it back way faster than what we lost it. So if you're happy with that, hit the like button and let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪.
That's a fan, Brand's trying to hit the subscribe button. Guys, how are we doing? I like the sentiments. Everyone looking good. Nice. I see we're starting to get a little bit more bullish. Nice. Good. Guys, there is a road to recovery, but together we're going to make it, right? Together we're going to push through. And remember, just before we saw the massive rallies that came within November, we actually went through 6 months of this kind of pain. And we actually went through a big shakeout. And I explained this yesterday as well to show you guys that around the August time, we had the banks shutting down and we had a lot of these global problems. And from that, we actually saw a very strong buying power reversal. And this, again, has now shown the world that there's cracks everywhere. So now it's time to start doing. Right? And we actually saw a couple of things this morning. I saw here on the tweets, I saw that 70 countries are reaching out to President Trump to negotiate new trade deals, right? They're busy like, now we're starting to look at all these different problems and see how, Europe has offered zero tariff proposals. Everyone's now kind of like, crapping themselves, but kind of, right? Everyone's now like, whoa, okay, this thing's going a little bit far now. Let's talk. Let's meet around the table and let's talk, right? Let's start looking. So again, all we're looking for now is to survive these hard territories, okay? And then you'll start to see how things start coming together again. But what I see is a fast recovery. The reason is because the extreme fear drops like this. They need a quicker recovery to gain strength and to gain a confidence back in the system. Because right now, who has confidence in the world right now? Who has confidence in any of the economy right now? Not many, right? However, a bunch of good news comes, markets start to recover, and I guarantee you, we crypto degens, so all we want is a fat green candle, okay? We get one fat green candle and everything's okay again, right? Then we're all hugging and we're happy and we're back on the moon train again, right? So for me, looking at a lot of these times here, I was paying attention to the stock markets yesterday as well, okay? Is looking at this is coming to some heated zones. Okay, but we're also looking that when things speed up fast like this, you kind of look at these kind of quick recoveries. Now, again, this is not straight up and the whole market's just recovered, but you're looking at a very strong bounce to income, right? A really strong bounce to start the run, okay? Then we start slowly gaining confidence again. And I wouldn't be surprised that if it's kind of all forgotten and the market goes to crazy new highs again, right? Because this is a reset. So this is something that we've seen in these phases over here and these phases over here too. You basically have these 20-30% resets. And then after that, you see the the markets rally 50 or 100%. This is stock markets in general, right? And you can see here that these big events has always created really good rallies. Okay, but it does tend to happen fast. It does tend to happen very quickly, catches many off of guards. And the fact yesterday that we saw everyone was halting just shows that the big money was starting to get affected. And when the big money gets affected, whoa, stop, right? Stop, slow down now. Slow down now, right? We can't affect the big guys, right? So yesterday started pausing everywhere in the world. Pause, 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 pause. Guys, it's quite clear, right? We are going to get to some sort of what is it called, proposal or some sort of thing, but we're going to see a strong buy up at any point. And that's what we got to be paying attention to, is the strong buy up, to make sure that we are not flushed out within this. And also, it's so important now to sharpen the damn tools. What's the strategies we're going to use to get back, right? Very important. How fast can we make it back? And again, before the major rallies and before everything were the hard times. And I guarantee you, if you look at a lot of people specifically that are watching this show today, right? These are OGs that have been with me for 3 to 4 years. Right? We have been through big drops together, massive drops, right? We've lost up to 50, 60, 70% of portfolios before, and we've made it back every time. Okay, not only did we make it back, we actually broke higher highs, right? Which is incredible to know that we actually haven't had an alt season, but yet we've managed to do it, right? So again, by being part of this now and being like we get through this whole stage again. So let's go through a couple of things. Let's obviously chat stocks again. I don't think the stocks crash is maybe done just yet. However, we are not close to knowing when this reversal is finished. Okay, because when something drops very quick like this, and I want to go back to these areas here, you need to see a fast V-shaped recovery, right? And this is exactly what it is over here. This over here. You see a bunch of panic that happens in a short period of time. Okay, this basically gets the attention of the whole world, and you see the panic drop happen. And then a real buy up is when we V-shape it. We're basically, as big as the dump happened in a day or day and a half, is how much we pump the next day and a half, and you get this V-shaped recovery. And the V-shape is known as a very strong reversal, right? From that, you could then see how we basically started rallying up. Okay, and there's also this little trap here that I want to speak about as well. Okay, this is actually a big opportunity. If you're quite conservative and you're a little bit worried, you don't want to lose much more, anything like that, there's a nice little trap that comes after the V-shape that actually allows you to get your entries if you want to take a little bit more time. Right? But all the times before you see these big drops here, you see these V-shapes. Here's another example here. Big drop, V-shape, market starts to rally up again, right? But now we're talking on a bigger scale. This is 4 hours, small little ones that have happened, 2-3%. They're not these huge ones that are these big 10, 20%, right? That's this over here. Huge drop here, V-shape, trap, market goes up after. Right? So pay attention to the patterns. I want you to get smarter in this period, guys. Look at this with the COVID crash, right? Huge drops, V-shape. The first important V-shape here is this one where we started the major drop, right? We started a drop before, and we kind of saw this within Bitcoin. I'll show you guys the Bitcoin chart now. Okay, but then you saw the fast push down here, trap, then we go up, right? So this is also a nice place to add more if you want to wait for the V-shape to confirm, right? The actual reverse is confirmed now. There's the trap. That's the one that I'm looking ready over here. Yes, it is an ice cream cone. Exactly. Okay, so V-shapes, important, because what are we looking for now? Guys, we have gone through so much dread already. Now it's time to get to that bottom, right? Let's keep focused. Let's keep going. So what are the major tools looking for is that V-shape. So again, what I want to see from the stock markets, and I haven't seen it just yet, maybe on the open today, maybe some good news comes today, we will see. But you really need this to V-shape. Now, I don't think the buying power or the bounce that we have seen yet is strong enough. Okay, I don't think this is strong enough bounce just yet. I don't think this is the V-shape we're looking at yet. I actually think that there is more buying power a little bit lower. Okay, so this is my kind of plan on the stocks here. I think that from here, we are going to see one more push down into this hot zone here. And this is where we start that bigger high time frame V-shape. And this bounce is going to be a big one, right? Because if you're still looking at maybe another possibility of another 10% down within the stock markets, right? Because right now everyone's waiting now. Is anything going to happen? And if anything doesn't, why is there confidence in the market for it to go up straight away from here, right? Doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, again, what is going to happen for this to be the bottom? Today, we have to literally recover back to around the 41,042 on the futures. Then sure. But for now, I'm preparing for a little bit more downside, a little bit of another push to the down, then a very strong buy up, and then a slow climb from there. 1 or 2 little traps on the journey. These traps are going to be where you can add to your positions, because me personally, I am going to start entering low leverage positions once the V-shape has happened. And I'm going to use these little pairs to add a bit more to the trades. And I'll be explaining a lot of this over the next couple of days, couple of weeks. We're just going to do this together, right? Again, you know, I'm going to run an L Bank account, a BTCC account, a Bitcoin account, a 𝗬𝗏𝗃 account. I run tons of accounts. I even run Bitfunded accounts, showing you that I'm preparing my strategies now with multiple exchanges, multiple strategies. Some will only trade 1 coin, some will trade 10 coins, some will trade high leverage, some will trade low leverage, some will trade spots. This is everything, right? Okay, so now we know that. I was also looking at the 𝗙𝗫𝗍 this morning. 𝗙𝗫𝗍 is also like, where's the money going? Like, if people are getting out of the stocks, right, or getting out of the market, right, and 𝗙𝗫𝗍 is not pumping, they're not getting to the dollar. And I was looking at gold. I don't know if gold was pumping much. Gold also had a drop off. Where the hell's the money going, right? If nothing's going up, then what the hell? Like, what's happening here, right? So again, for me, this is a massive higher time frame flush out that is currently happening and a nice liquidation event. Okay, so here is my plans on Bitcoin, guys. Bitcoin for me is not safe yet. However, gave me a little bit of an insight yesterday of how quick things can recover. Bitcoin went down from 83 all the way down to 74,000 and nearly back to 81,000 within 1 day, right? So it shows how fast we could actually recover. But right now, I don't think this is the big buying power on Bitcoin just yet. I think there is a lot of buying power that is sitting a little bit lower, okay? And my areas here on Bitcoin, let's just zoom out so you can see it over here, is I still think there's a possibility we drop to the areas of the early 70,000s again, okay? And I do think there is a, or do I get smashed? No, by the weekend, I think we're getting hammered, bro. I think by the weekend, I even think by like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, like we're gonna smash those tequilas. And what we mean by tequilas, guys, is we're gonna be buying, like we're gonna be entering trades, trading, like we're gonna be going galore. We just got to get through this little phase here. Okay, so here on Bitcoin is to drop to this big level of the previous all-time highs, turn these all-time highs into support. Okay, that's where the next support zone is. That's where buyers are sitting. Okay, so this is what I'm currently seeing over here. I'm seeing that this bounce is not strong enough just yet. Neither is the stock market's bounce. So what I think is going to happen is I think we're going to slowly start trickling down. I think the market open is going to happen. I think the market's going to go up a little bit in the beginning. And then I think there is another strong push to the downside. And this one, I think, is going to get bought up very strong. From here, this one, guys, ultimate investment entries. Right? Very, very, very good long-term investment entries. You want to buy something, hold something for the next year, these are good entries, right? And some spot trades too. Some spot trades, you don't mind with stops, you don't mind them fluctuating, amazing, okay? Leverage trades, you don't really want to, and I don't like shorting too much near the bottom as well, because this bounce will wreck you if you get it wrong, right? But I drop down, so I push down, drop down into the low 70s. We might, depends how bad the stock market wants to go, we might go to the 68, 69. I don't think so, but we might, okay? And then from there, I literally see a bounce all the way back into the mid 80,000s. Then there is going to be a trap. You see this trap over here. So what's going to happen is a lot of people will get panicked out in this drop over here. Okay. And this bounce will create a lot of people that kind of survived this dump here to kind of FOMO in, right? Because they're going to see a big bounce. You know, Bitcoin goes down to 70,000. Okay, and then bounces all the way to 85,000. People are going to be like, whoa, like this is a strong bounce. The FOMO is going to kick in, right? Then there is one more trap, and this for those that are more conservative. You don't have to try catch the bottom here, right? If you don't want to. You wait for the clear V shape. What's the V shape? Is basically, we want this entire wave here. Let me show you here again. This is all one. This must V shape. Once this V shapes, then there's the trap, and then we go. Okay, so the first thing you're looking for is that V shape. Once the V shape is coming in, you're like, whoa, okay, this is the reversal sign I've been looking for. Then there is the trap. The trap comes next over here. This is the one we really want to open up the leverage trades, the trading, everything over here. Okay, so me, what I'm doing now is just sharpening my tools. I'm actually going to show you one tool that I'm sharpening quite a bit at the moment. Okay, but that is really where I'm getting prepared for for my entries to catch through. Because after that, I do see us start breaking through and starting this rally back to 100K. Okay, high time frame, we're ready for it. We can't say it again. I want to go back here. Fear and greed. We are back to crazy extreme fear levels, and these are the bottoms. You go look at August. August was the bottom. Bitcoin was at 50, 55K or something. We went to 100K after that. You go look at these times where Bitcoin was. Bitcoin was in the areas of the 30,000s here, right? You go look at these lows over here when it comes to fear, extreme fear. Okay, you could see that this sentiment here has marked the bottoms before, the bottom areas, and from here we start rallying. Okay, so let's get back in here. So what does this mean for the altcoins, and that as well? Let me show you guys over here. So dominance is starting to weaken a little bit. Okay, so what I actually think is going to happen is I don't think altcoins are going to fall as hard, because if we think about, oh my God, if Bitcoin's going to fall to 69K or 70K again, this means my damn altcoin's going to go to zero. Right? And that's, but it's the truth, right? We're so used to the alts getting so smacked. I actually think that dominance will actually maybe come down when Bitcoin does that. The reason is because when we see these dumps, it very likely you see the altcoins kind of lead the dump first. So altcoins kind of got a little bit of the, remember, they're the step cousin. They're the ones that get beat up a little bit more than what Bitcoin does, right? But they got beat up quite hard yesterday. Okay, now what happens is you still have Bitcoin a little bit overvalued to the alts because Bitcoin didn't really pull back too much. So what happens now, because alts are brutally damaged, there's a small Bitcoin catch up to the altcoins, and then the markets rise together, right? Then from there, we start to see this rally up. The whole of the crypto market is oversold because I don't think Bitcoin is fully oversold yet. I don't think there's enough damage. So what I think happens then is I actually think that we do see a drop in dominance, then a push up on a Bitcoin bounce, and then altcoins really start outperforming Bitcoin for a good period of time. I think we're definitely getting near that stage again. We look at the daily here, it's creeping up. And at some point, we got to start a little bit of a distribution here. But this may take a little bit of time until there's confidence. But nonetheless, okay, I think the altcoin damage is not going to be too bad if Bitcoin does decide to go for that 70K. I actually think altcoins will either make a slightly lower low or actually a higher low. Okay. Keen to see the Bitfunnel trades. Yes, that's going to be a very powerful tool for us to use to recover, right? It's all about the tools and what you've learned about who wins quicker and gets their money back, guys. That's the important thing. So here's altcoins here. I actually see that there could be a temporary little bounce shortly now, and I see altcoins pushing. And I'm either seeing a higher low, maybe slightly lower, but I'm not seeing this. I'm seeing here somewhere in this area here. Alts might actually hold even better. Then what you want to see yet again is you want to see this full V shape here. You want to see a recovery. Okay, and if you draw this top trend in on the total 3, you'll see that trend. That's where I want to see us pump to, the trend. Then the shakeout, the trap. There's the trap there. That trap, that's the one to deploy. That's the one to open up trades. This is investment, spots, anything in these areas. That is where we get ready for the trades, right? Okay. So let's go through a couple of things. Yes, guys, I want to remind you quickly. So what I'm doing is I actually thought the other day, I'm like, I'm crazy if I don't run Bitfunded accounts right now, right? I'm crazy because remember what Bitfunded is. Bitfunded is where you pay $80, okay, and you pass 2 levels, okay, and then you can trade with $5,000. You pass those 2 levels and you keep 90% of the profits. I'm like, what am I looking for right now? I kind of got smashed, okay? And a lot of my money was taken from the markets. So now I'm looking at buying power because I think all of us, we're not upset that the market's down. We're upset that we don't have our money to buy it, right? That's what we're upset about. We're not pissed off that the market's down. We're just like, I wish I had my money, right? I wish I had more money to buy right now, okay? So what that meant for me was like, okay, I am going to use this little choppy period here because if I look at this now, this period here is kind of a non-trade, no crazy build big trades just yet, okay? But that is where I really want my trades. So I'm going to use this little bit of volatility here to pass the levels. And I want to remind you, the levels, the way to pass them is you need an 8% and a 5%. But I just want to explain to you quickly, this is including leverage. So you don't have to trade leverage at all. You can just do a 1x and you can trade. It gives you a demo account to trade, right? Now with leverage, if I had to use a 10x, for example, I need 0.9% move on the chart to pass the first level. Then it takes 3 to 4 days for them to pass the level for you on the back end, and then you unlock the next stage. And then from the next stage you go, and I'm going to use these now to do it. So what I did is, guys, who wants Bitfunded, by the way? Are my likes flying up? Do you want Bitfunded? I'll give you guys, who wants Bitfunded? These are tools that you could use, guys. Because again, I want to trade with this amount, but I only want to pay this amount, right? I don't want to have to put 5,000 of my own capital. I want to put this amount over here. Okay, so what I did is I loaded up. Here I am. I got this package over here. Okay, and I'm going to start. I want the dump to happen today, and tomorrow I'm going to open up the moment we have either the V shape or we have the second drop off. Okay, I took this account over here, which is $800. Okay, and it's a $100,000 trading account. So here we go. Here we go. Here's my 100,000, and I'm going to use this. So what does that mean? It means I'm going to take the next 7 to 10 days to pass the 2 levels. Okay, and then I have $100,000 to help me trade my damn money back when the market goes up again. Right? So why not use this dead time now to pass the levels to unlock the money so that when the time to go up again, I have the damn money, right? So you could see how my brain thinks, guys. It thinks about solutions to make my money back. It's not about being pissed off about the past. Who gives a shit about the past? Sorry for the language, but that's my emotion speaking, right? Who cares, right? What can I use now to bounce back really strong? So guys, who wants a Bitfunded account? And if you want one as well, okay, you can have a look straight here below in the description. Is it here, Maddie?
Yeah, it is at the top. It's it.
Top of today's video, you will find the Bitfunded link. Okay, and you can use that if you want to open up any of these accounts. And again, I'm looking at these extra tools. So now let's go back over here. So that is where I'm going to deploy Bitfunded. The break of this trend is where I'm going to deploy my high leverage trades. Okay, and this second dip over here, I'm going to deploy the small, lower leverage trades. So what I'm doing now is on the altcoins here, I'm basically putting this trend line in here, you see? Okay, and when we bounce, once we have that secondary drop and we break that trend is where I'm going to enter some of my lower leverage positions. So by the time we push up there, those are in the growth. Okay, then this is where my higher leverages are going to enter, and that's where my Bitfunders are going to enter. You see, I'm building a plan, right? I'm using this now as a plan, and I'm using candle structures to put my lines and to know when I'm going to deploy, what I'm going to do, okay? Getting my head together. So again, what this looks like on altcoins is like this on ETH. ETH drop off. I don't think ETH's going to go much lower. And what you can also see here, guys, is you can see that we are forming these very strong descending wedges, okay? These bullish wedges. So it just shows again, it is so clear right now when the markets are going to pump is when the top trend lines break. For now, we're still in there. We're still in the mess. So you don't want to throw away too much capital here. But you got to be prepared for when this breaks here for a damn recovery. Not only is it a recovery, guys, it's a very big percentage recovery. These are 70, 80, 90% trades. If you use the tools, and that's why, again, I'm bringing you back over here, join my damn school out of love and out of like, get your damn tools sharpened, join club, join these things and learn these things so that we can go, right? When it's time to go, time to fly, this is what we need to get. So here is ETH descending wedge. That's what I see playing out now. I see a little push up now. I don't see this as a strong recovery yet. Okay, and I see this happening. And again, you're going to know the bounce. The bounce, you're going to recover V-shape in 24 to 36 hours. You're going to know the bounce. You're going to know the bounce when it comes. Okay, this is what it looks like on Sol. Sol might go a little bit lower to the $90, maybe the 88 sort of area, but also be aware that there's a higher high. So what you can also do is you can track this most recent trends. You see these most recent trends? That's the one to pay attention to. Once you break this one, then we get ready for the big one, and then we get moving, right? On a bunch of alts, this is what it looks like. Here is, like, this is not a strong enough bounce yet, guys. So something like Chainlink here is like this, drop into the zone, then we go. Then we get pushing. Okay, so this for me, I don't want to get caught in this drop here just yet. We still have resistance right ahead of us here. So this drop off, V shape, and then we start the rallies back to the upside. So you can see on a bunch of them here, 𝗬𝗎 as well. There's the trends as well. We still got time. We still got time for that, and then we start rallying through over there. Then again, on the high time frames here, I want to bring you to the high time frame part of the chart. Okay, because what I'm doing now, okay, is just slightly shifting my higher time frame strategies now. Okay, what we're looking for now is we're looking for the bottom of Bitcoin. Okay, this is where I want to really make sure I can do whatever I can for investment entries. Then the next thing that I'm drawing is the top trend line of where Bitcoin is going to get out of this phase and into the next phase. Because remember, I've showed you a V-shaped recovery, right? What we want to see over the next couple of months is we want to see a damn V-shaped recovery, which means from here, that's the drop and a high time frame V-shape, then a shakeout, and then we get going. Right, so high time frame, I'm keeping that in mind too, but this is where I really want to get trading, is this over here. Then Bitcoin's road to recovery, right, is once this bottom is here, there's a short squeeze at 88,000 back to 105,000. So what I want to see is a break, that is where we're going to pop. That's where the trap comes, and that's when we get going. And we could be looking, maybe it's sooner. We'll see how quickly they want to fix the stock markets. They might want to do it very, very fast. We'll see. But we should be back in the 100,000s by the June, July sort of areas. The alts should be back nice and strong. And I do think it's going to be different this time. I think this time, the next time Bitcoin goes to 100K, I think the dominance is going to be going down. I think we are now ready for it. I think there's the double top. I was speaking about it over here. We've gone slightly higher. But I think the next time Bitcoin's at 100K, I actually think the dominance is in our favor, which means we can finally start the real damn altcoin rally. Guys, tomorrow I am bringing you 10 to 20 of the best altcoins to accumulate right now. I'm going to do high time frame analysis and I'm going to do short time frame analysis on the best 10 altcoins that I think are powerful right now. Okay, I want your altcoins too. Can we give away some Bitfunded? Who wants a Bitfunded account? Let's give away some Bitfunded. Let's definitely give away some Bitfunded. Okay, yes, sir, you get a Bitfunded. You get the first account, guys, the ones that are, I think it's $79 or $80, that one. Okay, so remember, if you want, here we go. This is where you find them. $79, you get in this account over here. Carolyn, yes, ma'am. No problem. You get a Bitfunded account. Let's give one more, Maddie. I'll be giving Bitfunded accounts the whole week. Paul Davies, you also get Bitfunded accounts as well. Tomorrow, I'll give away Sniper Club as well. So I'm going to give away as much as we can to try to help whoever we can to survive in this market and to make sure that we can kill it together. Okay, guys, lots of love to you all. Oh, remember, I just want to show you guys on BTCC, guys, there is an incredible volume. You're trading already, right? So if you're using my link below, we have this volume competition happening at the moment. You have $60,000 up for grabs. There's even prizes for the token 2049. So what you have here is a volume bar. Okay, and you can trade just in and out, creates volume, right? You don't have to even focus on the money and the gains. Volume is important, right? You can see it's 23 days left over here. We have multiple people that already use BTCC. Use the link below in the description and join this competition. So while you're trading anyway, you're accumulating these points and you're getting all these free prizes. Okay, so join over here. You'll see your bar at the bottom. You can see your volume bar. Remember, any of the exchanges you can get into school. Okay, but a big shout out to BTCC. They are being in a market that is crap right now. They are giving so much for us to give to community. Like, it's insane. It's insane, their hearts and who they are. And I appreciate people that give a crap about people. Lots of love to you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.